Greetings, everyone. Good Monday morning, and I think this is just a little bit off here. Let's transform fit to screen here. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Back to building the world here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Building the world, animals gone wild, double feature. Hey, Fury Heidi, hello, greetings. Thanks for swinging by. Excellent, Nidder in the house. I missed you on Saturday for our Elonian Adventures, which in fact I just uploaded. I don't know if it's finished processing, but it should be up on the YouTube any second now, really. But glad to see you today. So let's go see Skylines here. What we're going to try to do to start off here, something a little different instead of just going into the build mode. Make sure everything else is updated here, right? All my follower list and everything. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. What? I don't know what you're trying to say. Because that's what I am, I guess. Is in Ireland. Ooh, Ireland, nice. Never been there. I heard it's a beautiful, beautiful, really place to visit. Beautiful country out there. Trying to think. Did I think they were from Ireland many years ago. I think when the World Cup was being played here in America. I think that's when it was. We were I was in New York with a couple of friends at a pub called the North Star Pub, as I recall, on the South Street Seaport in New York City. And we usually we'd go up there just to hang out and drink and eat every once in a while. And this one particular time we were there, we had run into a group of Irishmen. I'm pretty sure they were, I think they're Irishmen. The accent and all. So we just ended up hanging with them most of the afternoon, just talking, chatting, and drinking. So it was a good time. Yeah, nice, friendly people for the most part. I only returned yesterday. Ah, nice, nice. All right, let me get in here. So good, nice little vacation there for you. All right, so what we want to do here is we've added a few more mods here. Of course, we've had this one, enable achievements. The Find It mod we've used to force level up, part of the Find It, and ModTools here. So, of course, our favorite now, the Move It mod. Plop Grovables. Everything else is sort of unlock all, unlimited soil, etc. Landscaping without limits. Some of these were included mods already, but one here, where is it? ModTools here. ModTools says debugging toolkit for modders, but what this also allows to do is to change some of the assets, or to be able to change some of the nitty-gritty in the assets here. So let's go into the editor, the asset editor here. So yes, Guinness is what makes the country fun. Yes, indeed. Yeah, black and tan, always my drink of choice back in the day. Back when I was drinking beer, I always loved the black and tan. But yeah, Guinness, Guinness, very unique beer there. All right, so we'll go into the theme here. Again, as I was saying, what prompted this was, of course, our little park area just outside of the University Circle, or actually contained within the outer ring of University Circle, so to speak. And of course, over the last few episodes here, we wanted to set up the park the way we wanted to set it up, with the bike path, the walking paths around the Stonehenge area. Of course, Stonehenge Park is what we call it. Aaron can do that for you here. Of course I have to do it. We're loading anyway, so we'll be fine. But of course, the way we want to set up our park, we can't, because right now all the park assets in the game require to be built with direct access to a road, which doesn't always necessarily make sense when you're talking about a park area. So with the ModTools mod here, it allows us to actually change that parameter in the assets. And tell the system that, no, this does not need to be built on a road. It just needs to be built on the ground. So I managed to get it to work with the dog park, the plaza. Oh my god, this thing's a little small for the bear. That's as good as the bear's going to get. That's a little tight on the bear. Dog park, the plaza, and the playground. Because they are actually located here under buildings. So if we go in here, so you can see some of the other things. Ancient cemetery, some of the other assets are boulders that we use. Bouncy Castle Park. So this is one I actually have been trying to work on, but haven't gotten it correct yet. Haven't gotten it to function the way I want it to function. There we go. Large playground again. This is the in-game asset. This here is the asset that I've updated. Again, dog park, no road. The asset I updated, the regular dog park, the normal built-in dog park. But the problem is the Bouncy Castle Park, the Carousel Park, and the basketball court are not located in here. Plaza with trees. So obviously park with trees, plaza with picnic tables. So plaza with tables, no road required there either. So you just load one of these up and you go into the ModTools and you can change it around, say just on the road. And then you can tell it no garbage accumulation. And you can tell it no people visit. That way you don't, I think, something with that. So we're going to try a little something with that to see whether something functions here. But unfortunately, the bouncy castle and all that stuff are not actually contained here. They're just sort of, and the basketball court, they're just visual assets that are placed on top of, I guess, a default build here. So let's load this up for real quick here. Default from template, sure. So we'll zoom in here. So as you can see, it doesn't even, unfortunately, it doesn't even show the bouncy castle in here. Now this was I think a playground or a small, one of the playgrounds I imported as the base for it, and then put the bouncy castle within here. But again, as you can see, it doesn't even show the bouncy castle afterwards. So we're going to change that. But here, tourists, we can say no tourists come visit the building general. There's a gameplay common. There is under here gameplay. Yeah, so tell it won't catch fire and won't accumulate garbage. Here you tell it how much entertainment, happiness you get, how large the radius is. Now if we go Control E here, this actually brings up the mod tool thing itself. So where we go in to tell it how it's supposed to be placed, we go to Tool Controller, right down here, then Tool Controller again. And we come along in here and we look for something that says prefab. Here we go. Prefab. I think it's template prefab info here. So you scroll on down here until you find on water info manager. Here we go, right here. Building info plus placement mode. So we open this up. Roadside, shoreline, on water, on ground, on surface, on terrain, shoreline, or ground. So it could either go on the beach or on any other ground. So When it's clicked as roadside, as these normally are, it means it needs to find a road before it can be placed. Obviously, needs to find shoreline, needs to be on water, or ground, or so surface, or on terrain. On surface, of course, would be on the surface, top, I think. Or that could be below. So some of these I'm not exactly sure, because on ground would be pretty much anywhere. So of course, some of these are placed underneath certain terrain. So on ground should allow it to be placed anywhere on the map where water is not present. You can't place it on water or shoreline, obviously, and that automatically sets that there. And then of course we'd go in here and save. So what we want to do right now, however, is do a new asset. See if we can't get this. So we'll go park parameters. So I think these here, prop, vehicle, tree, gives default settings for all everything down in that list. Oh, how about I continue? So we're going to try our bouncy castle here again, going under default park. I think it's 5 by 6. If I recall correctly, so we'll change the size here. 5 by 6. Find it tool. Here's our bouncy castle. So, yep, it's a little bit larger here. That's all right. Alright, so we'll place that there. So it's 5 by 5, I think. Is it? Is it not? 5 by 5. Yes, there we go. So let's adjust that there. So there's our bouncy castle park asset. Building general, buildability. We want game and asset for this. Sub buildings, bouncer castle, right? Okay. So that just tells it where the bouncy castle goes within that. Electricity. We can say it consumes 1 unit of electricity. Gameplay common. Again, no garbage accumulation, good. We don't want the fire hazard because the fire engines can't reach it if it's not on the road. Tourists, I want to leave tourists up just to see if that changes anything. In water, doesn't need water consumption. Accumulation, radius, we can leave those just to see, because we do want people to come in and we want to see the activity and stuff in these parks and stuff. So let's do that. Then what we want to do, the trouble I've had now trying to do these is that it still looks for road even though I tell it's no road. Control E, tool controller, again roadside. We want this on the ground. Thank you. And that should be good. Again, you know, you load the park, so this has all, you know, everything in here is all park asset information here. This is empty, which is fine then. Let's go back up here. I just want to see, curiosity, if we go previous prefab info, what this tells me. Generic park thumbnail, beautification, same as game. There's another setting in here that tells us roadside or not. Normal water, info manager. Yeah, see, here's another one that says roadside. So let's do this as well. Let's throw that on the ground. And see if that helps us out here. So we'll do that. So what we want to do now is take snapshots. Markers tell people where to come in and out, where the entrance is. So there's the marker there. Can't really see it all that well. There, that little circular area, because it sort of blends in there, the entrance. So we can actually mark, hang around marker, large hang around, door marker. So the door marker is where people will come in and out of. So we put that there so that'll say people, oh, okay, that's where we enter and exit this asset here. Parking marker. Oh, that's interesting. Large smoke marker. What kind of markers we got here? Steam marker, huh? Impressive. Alright, so we've got that. Yes, I know. Out of editing area. That's fine. There should be... There we go. Alright, so we can take snapshots here. For the thumbnails and whatnot. Alright, so let's save this asset here into our bouncy castle, no road again. Let's get this set up. So there's our snapshots. We want to save it here. Save. Oh, let's do this asset. Bouncy castle. Bouncy castle. No roads required. No road. No road. We'll just go no road like that. Bouncy castle. Bouncy castle park that doesn't require road access. Require road access. Let me put down the baby. Okay, so let's save that. Yep, let's overwrite the previous save because it didn't really work for us here. All right, how am I putting this on the baby? I guess we'll do this. I guess we're playing dress up today too, in addition to the game. So what we need to do now, I actually need to exit the game, I think, and then restart the game for hopefully these things to take effect. I think, as I recall, or what the instructions are. That way, make sure it updates the asset in the game. So let's get the baby all dressed up here and we'll be good to go with that. All right, here you go. Baby's got her shirt on. All right, so let's go here. Let's quit to the desktop, please. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's funny. That story I was telling earlier about being the Irishman. The one really amusing thing is that at that time I hadn't really traveled outside of the country except for a couple of high school class trips to France, Belgium, Switzerland. You know, obviously as a kid, maybe not obviously to everyone out there, but as a kid we used to do a lot of traveling around the continental United States during summer vacations and stuff like that, camping out various states. But at that point in time I hadn't really done that much traveling as I had gotten older, as I had gotten out of college. So I guess I meant somehow that had come up in the conversation about traveling. Hey guys, Chicago, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for swinging by here today. But So that somehow that came up, and they just started laughing. It's like over in Ireland, apparently, or Europe, people are always traveling, always, they tend to travel a lot or something like that, or something to that effect. But one of the guys said, "Laddie, if you said that over there, you'd be shot." I'd rather don't want to go to Belgium. Yeah. Went to Belgium. I picked up some Belgian chocolates there. Belgian chocolates. I can't talk today. But, yeah, the first trip I actually took 2 trips. They were part of, whatever the program or whatever works over here in the States, with... their roads are beyond terrible. Yeah, yes, talking is hard. Because during high school, grade school, I guess you could say, junior high, I guess it was junior high, I really did we had to take, requirements for take a foreign language test. And so we do have a French background, ancestry to our family. Been a number of times to Germany, always friendly people and plain to see there. Yes, Germany, I haven't been there. But, yeah, so the program works that somehow, this is a program that works with the foreign language classes over here, or at least back in the 80s when, I was going to school. And so, you'd sign up for the program, and it essentially take you to, it's basically a school trip, a week-long school trip to different countries. That way you can learn more about the culture, learn more about the language, put your, obviously, schooling in the language. Oh, I'm in the wrong window here. Let's flip back. There we go. Let's get the right window so I can actually maneuver here. So long story short, I ended up taking part of the program twice. The first time, it was just a tour of France. Let's see, we did, obviously the Paris, the Palace of Versailles. I think the first one was Mont Saint Michel, and I think there was another one, Mont Saint something or other, that we had visited. And it was actually the second time we actually did more. Again, we went through Paris. I think we did we do Italy? We may have gone through Italy too, briefly, like quick day trips and stuff like that. But yeah, again, Paris, I remember Palace of Versailles the second time around. And then the second time around, spend a day in Belgium, day in Switzerland, because I do distinctly remember we got to, wherever we were driving, we drove through the Swiss Alps, which were sort of past the Swiss Alps, which is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. So, you got to experience something different there at least. So it was pretty neat. All right, so let's see. That's our merry-go-round. So this is the bouncy castle park. So you can see I did move. So these are the original assets here. And we also have, now that we made a Paradox account, we now have a Paradox Plaza. I actually have to rotate this, don't I? Let's move over here. Maybe if we just rotate, yeah. So that's actually the. I know. You guys are so upset with me. I moved it. Guess what? I'm going to move it again. All right, I've got to figure out how to rotate this thing so it actually faces the street the right way here. And maybe if I use the Move It tool. Let's swing on down here. Put you back in here, just temporarily speaking. I know you're upset because I'm making you move again. I know. So you can see the ground asset there. Okay, here we go. Another turn, turn. Turn. Rotating assets is extremely difficult for me in this game somehow, for some reason. Let's go over here. Here we go. Okay. There we go. So now you rotated back the way you were originally. I don't like that. Alright, go this way. Alright. I can be fooling around with this all day, so we'll just leave you like this then. Alright, good. Alright, whatever. Let's get on with our actual experiment here. But as you can see, this is the one thing that's still with this ModTools thing sort of bothers me. As you can see, people are coming in and out, actually using the, the actual asset. We'll see people walking dogs here. Whereas currently right now, I mean, these things aesthetically are where we want them to be. They look the way they want them to be. Never been to Switzerland, but I really should one day. Yeah, again, it's been many, many years. Our experience was rather limited, brief and limited. But, I had a good time on those trips. They were enjoyable to see, experience other cultures and all that kind of stuff. So I really wish we had time and money to travel a lot more, especially with the kids, even if it's just around the United States. Right now, really, I think the farthest we've actually taken Erin at this point has been Delaware, which was the first time she actually left our home state of Pennsylvania here. Of course, visiting, grandma and grandpa over in Jersey, the close relatives over in New Jersey, but outside of, where our living area, New Jersey and Pennsylvania, she's never been out of those two states until we went to Delaware last year, November, for the regional cross-country championships. So at some point we've got to figure out, of course, working retail doesn't really help in the time off type situation and the money situation, but hopefully one day we can get some traveling done again. I didn't know it was that expensive to travel in the States. Well, gas seems to be a lot cheaper than over here. Oh yeah, gas. Yeah, I think gas is definitely cheaper than it is in Europe here. But still, I mean, all things are relative, I guess. Our family vacations to Hershey Park, for a week, the hotel room, I try to find the cheap hotel room, stuff like that. That's still, I think this year it cost us over $600 just for the hotel. Now, of course, we have season passes for Hershey Park. So, there's no additional expense there, but, if we go anywhere else, the other places we went to like an indoor sort of kids playground area called Going Bananas. I don't know if there's any equivalents over in Europe, but it's sort of like a Chuck E. Cheese's type of place here in the United States. This Going Bananas has different, things you can do. It has like a sort of like a mountain climbing type thing up in the sky. You can do laser tag there. You do like a little duck pin bowling, that kind of stuff. A little entertainment center type area. That was $50, $60, I think, for all of us to get in there for that. Let's see, what else did we do? I think we primarily stuck with Hershey. We did the Going Bananas one day. We didn't go to Gettysburg this year, just because Abby wouldn't be able to appreciate it yet. It'll be another couple of years before she really understands what Gettysburg is and can appreciate it. But even Gettysburg, that costs us, depending on what activities we do there, $30, $40 for that day. So even like a week-long family vacation here, depending on what you do, can cost you, $1,000, $1,200. Now, of course, yes, theme parks are expensive wherever you go. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Disney World is just, or even Disneyland is just incredibly expensive for a week. But yeah, so again, it's all relative. It depends on what you do. I mean, if we were to go, say, to the Meteor Crater in Arizona, besides the gas, again, the gas, the hotel rooms, stop, don't touch the computer, don't be trolling right now. Thing is like 35 euros per person, Six Flags 30 euros. Yeah, yep. Yeah, so yeah, theme parks are definitely expensive. Like, we're literally right down the road from Sesame Place, which is a smaller theme park geared towards younger kids like Abby's age. And we were looking up. I haven't been there since I was a kid. I think my parents took me once. They weren't too impressed with it. I have barely any memories of it, except sort of like a rope type climbing place you can go. You climb up ropes and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I recall. But even that, we were looking at tickets, and for a day for the four of us would be almost $300 just to go for the day. So again, it's all relative depending on what you do. Like I said, if we go to Meteor Crater, I don't recall what the admission price for that is, but it'd probably be for the four of us probably like $120 for that day trip, just to go. Again, not including your gas expenses, your food expenses, your hotel expenses, that kind of stuff. So I mean, no matter where you go in the States, it'll all add up because you got all the ancillary stuff that all adds up at the end. Because again, the United States are pretty big. It literally, I think, driving. I have relatives in Colorado, and they used to come out when our grandmother lived up in the mountains of Pennsylvania here in the Appalachians, and my cousins would just drive straight through. It'd take them about 24 hours driving straight through to get from Colorado to her house in Pennsylvania. So to cross from one shore to another, I would probably say it's over a 36-hour trip, driving straight through from one end of the United States to the other. So, unlike Europe, to where, 36 hours, you're probably crossing Spain through Germany. You can go a pretty far distance in Europe in 36 hours. Visit several countries in that time. The United States, we have all those additional expenses, the hotels and all that kind of stuff that add up. Make the cost of a vacation really add up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's, we're going to do this. First things first, we want to move you out of the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to park you next to our other parks here, temporarily speaking. We can turn you on now, since you now have road access. See, now again, if I sort of wanted to do something similar to this park, this is pretty much a space where I would do it. Again, it just doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look as parky, as cool, I guess you could say, as it does here. It just doesn't seem to make sense. 36 hours would get me to Spain or ferry to Sweden, I think. Yeah, that's what I figured. It sounds about right. Now, of course, this is next to the road here, so this has the road access here. So the one thing I suggested in the forums this week is obviously to have parks not require road access. So, as long as it has the bike path access or some walking path access, the park should function as normal. And generally this, for the most part, this is the way you see it. Okay, so we've got our skate park on the corner. It's got road access. We've got our special fountain here. It's got road access. We got Stonehenge here. We got walking paths. We got the bike path. So here you go. So this is where this stuff should function without road access, because you got the main road out here. People can park on the main road. I mean, you even got people. You've got the houses right here where they can walk right there, so people should be able to visit with no problem. Now again, you have garbage collection, dead people collection, fire issues, crime issues. Well, again, there's some parks around me. Yes, there are small, access roads that go through the parks, but not all the features of the park have direct road access. Some places in the park you can only walk to, you can't drive to, such as this. You got police patrols, you can, fire engines can get, fire can get there, garbage collection can get there. You essentially have park employees, park security, that kind of stuff to handle this stuff. So I think that's one of the things that Paradox here has to work on, is getting some of that stuff implemented in the game so you can actually have a genuine, realistic
Abby the Troll today.
Abby the Troll aesthetically pleasing park area here. Alright, so let's get in here. Let's see if our new bouncy park asset here is going to work. Alright, so here we go. Bouncy Castle, no road. Let's get you. Don't mess with my head. Why? Why do you feel the need to do that if you get a road? Going the right way.
You don't need headphones.
Yeah, I actually do need my headphones right now. Thank you.
I'm gonna put on.
Oh, thank you. Alright, let's just throw it down. Alright, it's completely boondoggled, but here, yeah, the problem is, yeah, double no road access still. One for the actual, and the castle is not showing up again. Yeah, a lot of fast food restaurants near us. Yes, indeed, we do. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so unfortunately, I can't quite figure out how to make these other assets work properly. Extremely annoying. Alright, well, yeah, you know what, not even bother. Alright, so it didn't work. That was all I wanted to see anyway. Let's just load Tantonitis as is here. Yes, yeah, that's one of the reasons exactly why we have a fat society over here. Another one of which is, of course, just couch potato-ness, the couch potato. Oh, what happened to my, oh yes, because I switched, because I messed up my little, alright, let's see if everything comes back again. If we lose all our bits again for the rest of the show. Come on, bits, come on, bits, come on. Ah, there we go, there's our bits. There we go. We like to see our bits. Everybody who supported us so far. You want a snack? Well, your sister's gonna have to get you a snack. Alright, so, yeah, that was that. Alright, that didn't work out the way we had hoped it'd work out, so gonna have to do a lot more playing around with that. In the meantime, we're just gonna have to deal with this nonsense.